Okay, so let's unpack this. You sent over these excerpts from Veil of Secrets.
That's the one. Yeah.
And wow, it looks like we're diving right in headfirst into, magic, mystery, and, well, some partnerships you probably wouldn't expect.
Definitely. These first chapters, they drop us right into Hermione Granger's world.
She seems really focused, hunting for something big.
Yeah, something that could unravel the whole magical world, apparently.
Yeah.
You get this sense of urgency right away.
All the secret owl posts and hidden meetings, it feels very clandestine.
It does. And then, bam, that name drops. Malfoy.
Right, Draco Malfoy. You're kind of thrown into this tense briefing scene, and there he is. Now, most people remember him from, well, the Hogwarts years.
Yeah?
The antagonist.
Yeah, definitely not someone you'd expect to see working with Hermione.
You'd think maybe he just faded away after Voldemort's fall, right?
Exactly. But nope, surprise, he's back. And working as an independent operative.
Which is interesting in itself. What does that even mean, really?
Well, the description mentions his uniform is muted, no official markings. It feels deliberate.
He's actively distancing himself from the past.
Right.
Or the ministry.
Something like that. It definitely makes you wonder what he's been up to all this time.
Yeah.
It's playing with her expectations.
For sure. And the situation they're facing is serious from the jump.
Absolutely. This ancient weapon.
Yeah.
Hidden layers of enchantments.
And if it falls into the wrong hands, catastrophic consequences is how it's put.
Pretty dire, yeah.
So our mission today, I guess, is to figure out how this very unlikely duo, Hermione and Draco, get tasked with finding it.
And what the first clues tell us about the danger.
Because this weapon, it could apparently unravel the magical boundaries between worlds. What does that even mean? It's huge.
It sounds incredibly high stakes. It suggests this isn't just about power, it's about the fundamental rules of their reality.
Okay.
And when Kingsley Shacklebolt confirms how dangerous it is, well, that just ramps up the urgency.
Kingsley. He's head of magical intelligence now.
Yep, and he's the one who makes the call.
Which leads to the really interesting part. He forces them to work together. Hermione and Draco.
Which is already quite something.
But then the cover, they have to pretend to be a bonded pair? Engaged.
Yeah, engaged. Talk about throwing them into the deep end.
Seriously, two people with that history. You can just picture the awkwardness. Yeah. Why that cover?
Well, it's a calculated risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kingsley's not just picking names out of a hat.
You think?
I mean, maybe the thinking is their inherent distrust makes them more alert, less likely to be compromised together.
Huh, maybe.
And the bonded pair thing, yeah, it's audacious, but it forces them into constant close contact. They have to make it believable.
Which is bound to create tension.
Exactly. High pressure. Designed to keep them vigilant, perhaps.
So we follow their first steps, then, from this creepy abandoned flat in Edinburgh.
Yeah, that place immediately signals danger, doesn't it? Secrecy.
Totally. You wonder what happened to whoever was there before.
The maps, the coded notes left behind, it suggests others have tried and, well, maybe failed. Badly.
Raises the stakes right away.
And then they end up heading towards Hogwarts. Familiar ground.
But it turns out their shared past, specifically stuff linked to the Hogwarts founders, is key.
Right, key to breaking the cipher, protecting the weapon.
Which connects things back beautifully. Those secrets hidden inside the castle walls, suddenly very relevant.
Let's talk about that cipher fragment they find in the flat.
Okay. It's not just any lock.
No, it's tied intricately to the founders. You know, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin.
That immediately tells you this is ancient magic. Powerful stuff.
Definitely. And the fact that it seems to involve elements linked to both Slytherin runes, maybe, and Ravenclaw logic, intellect.
Shows how complex this protection is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And both Hermione and Draco recognize parts of it.
Despite everything, they share that fundamental Hogwarts education, that history.
Which becomes crucial. Their shared time at the castle, their knowledge of its secrets, like those anchor runes in the library.
Yeah, that was a clever detail, connecting their personal history to the puzzle.
It really feels pivotal. It shows their past isn't just backstory. It's actually needed to solve this thing.
Unexpected common ground, I suppose.
In a way, yeah. It kind of levels the playing field between them and maybe explains why this partnership, as weird as it is, might actually work. Or be necessary anyway.
Okay, so then we get the slightly amusing idea of them returning to Hogwarts, pretending to plan their enchanted wedding. The sheer awkwardness.
Oh, completely off the charts. Can you imagine running into old professors
Here.
or classmates trying to sell that story?
Draco suggests it, right? as the logical way in.
He does, which, feels maybe a little bit calculated to get a rise out of Hermione, too.
You think?
Possibly. But strategically, it makes sense. Still, the forced intimacy, the performance required in that place.
Full of memories for both of them, good and bad.
Exactly. It adds this whole other layer of psychological tension. It stops being just about the mission.
And then they find the head students' quarters, untouched since the war.
Yeah, like stepping back in time. A bit eerie.
And that mention, just fleeting, Astoria Malfoy, Draco's wife who passed away.
That hits hard, doesn't it?
It does. It grounds it. Reminds you they're real people with real losses, making this fake engagement feel even heavier, more poignant.
Definitely. It adds this undercurrent of grief and complexity beneath the spy plot. The contrast between the fake future and their actual pasts.
But the real kicker, the moment that makes you sit up, is that message on the hearth.
Oh, yeah. To unlock the chamber of shadows, those bound by false ties must speak the truth beneath the moon.
Wow. It's like the castle knows they're lying.
It's incredible. The castle itself feels like a character here. It's magic intervening. A lie detector.
So their whole cover is instantly fragile.
Completely threatened. Now they have to confront something much more personal.
The stakes just shifted inward, didn't they?
Massively. It's not just about the cipher anymore.
And Draco's question. And if the truth is too dangerous to say, that just hangs there.
It really does. What truths are they hiding? From the world? From each other?
And what happens if they're forced to reveal them? Especially to each other.
That phrase, shadows beneath stone.
Yeah.
It suddenly feels like it means more than just a hidden room.
Like personal shadows too, hidden truths.
Could be. It suggests the real challenge might be emotional, internal, not just magical puzzles.
Okay, so summing up these first few chapters of Veil of Secrets, it's definitely setting up a kind of magical spy thriller.
Absolutely. You've got the dangerous mission, the ticking clock is implied.
And this incredibly tense, forced partnership.
Right. And the cover story, the fake engagement, just dials up the intrigue. It's personal, it's awkward.
It makes it about more than just saving the world. It's about them navigating this impossible situation.
Exactly. The author does a great job blending the external plot, the weapon, with their internal dynamics.
You get invested in both things, the mission and, well, them. And what really stands out, I think, is how much it leans on the past.
Yeah, the cipher connected to the founders, needing to go back to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
History isn't just background, it's active.
It's woven right into the fabric of their world, and they need to understand it to deal with the present threat.
It really emphasizes that idea history shapes the present. The magic of the past, Hogwarts itself, it's all still potent.
And Draco Malfoy showing up.
Yeah.
Not just showing up, but being competent, having this knowledge.
Yeah, that throws a real wrench in things.
Yeah.
For Hermione and for us as readers.
He's not just the school bully anymore. He actually knows stuff, especially about Hogwarts history, ancient magic.
It subverts expectations, adds complexity to him. He's suddenly this reluctant but necessary ally.
Makes you reassess him and makes that forced partnership even more fascinating.
Definitely.
And those final moments we looked at, the castle calling out their lie, the warning about truth. It's a great cliffhanger.
Leaves you right on the edge, doesn't it? What truths are they hiding?
What happens when they have to speak them? And what are these shadows beneath stone?
The castle's awareness, it just raises the stakes again. Introduces this unpredictable magical element.
Yeah. So this initial dive into Veil of Secrets, it leaves us with some big questions, doesn't it?
For sure.
How are Hermione and Draco going to handle this? The forced proximity, the fake romance, the actual danger.
And what other secrets are buried in Hogwarts waiting to come out?
And just how bad is this weapon, really? Unraveling boundaries between worlds. It sounds terrifying.
It really does. Feels like we've just scratched the surface here.
Just the tip of the iceberg. So thinking about it, what do you think might be waiting in those shadows beneath stone? Feels like the real mysteries are just starting.